Jonathan said, I have a new take on my niche, not yet sure how to articulate it. Feedback I received in our small group is that it's obviously catering to people that are perhaps more educated, have a certain kind of experience. I've heard in more conventional marketing circles that I should dumb down my copy so that others can grasp it. I don't want to. I'm afraid I won't attract new clients if I let my intelligence shine through. Your work has been inspiring to me just for this reason. I'm still feeling some fear about showing up in this way. Well, here's what I would say is the only thing that matters is that your ideal clients respond to it. Yeah, that's it. That's the only thing that matters. It just doesn't matter at all what everyone else thinks. Like if you write a dating profile, how many good responses do you need? Just one. You just need one. That's the right one. And people are like, oh, but I'm scared to, I don't know, put my position about vaccines or put my religious thing, even though I feel it very strongly, or I'm scared to say that I secretly hate cats and think they're from the devil, or I don't know what, like people have strong feelings about things that end up being deal breakers. Anyways. You get to a certain point in the relationship and it's like, by the way, I have 3 cats. They back off. And it's like, oh, this could have been handled in the dating profile. This could have actually been the first sentence in the dating profile. Yeah. Like, what if you're vegan and they're not? And that's a real big deal for you. And they come in one day, it's like, honey, I got us a deer, blam, throw its body on the ground, and just like, yeah, another woman would just swoon, and this one doesn't. So, but that could have been handled. So all that to say that when you're writing a dating profile, you just need one person to respond. That's it. Just the right one. And if you're like, man, I really made my profile more specific. I put the deal breakers in. Now I'm not getting many responses. Great. Saves you time. They weren't going to be a fit anyways if they couldn't, get over that stuff. And so then in terms of marketing, how many responses do you need? Like what? Just one type of person. That's it. That's all you need. But of course, this is why we have to think about the niche so carefully. And there's 3 criteria of a good target market. The first is that it's clear. I should know if I'm in the group or not. So if I was reading your dating profile, it shouldn't be a mystery to me of whether or not I'm a fit. I should just know. And same with the sales letter. I should be able to read the sales letter or an ideal client page and just say I'm in or I'm not with no maybe, no equivocation. It should be very clear. Number 2 is there should be enough of them who can afford to pay you the full price. And this is the one that made me think about your situation, John. It's just like, are there enough of the people in this niche who would respond to this language? That's a genuine question to ask oneself. Because sometimes it's like, well, I mean, you can niche too ridiculously narrow. My target market are Doctor Who fans who have all the action figures, all the Doctor Who books, plus the comics, have a replica David Tennant Doctor Who costume, all the sonic screwdrivers, even the one that changes channels, and have performed in a live improvised Doctor Who comedy show. That would have been me. I'm the only person in the world who I think fits all those descriptions, at one point in my life. So that you can get too narrow, but you do want them to be able to say yes, and you want to know that there are enough and that can afford to pay the full price. And then the third one is, can you find them? Are there hubs where you can find them? Or are they just a little too scattered out? Anyways, 3 helpful things to think about. But as long as it checks all 3, I mean, and as long as you think there are enough who would respond to that language, I think about, somebody like Stephen Fry, the British comedian. He doesn't pull his punches on his language. He uses big words. I think about Jay Abraham too, who's a marketing genius. I seem to recall a bunch of big words. Generally, I would say write at the grade 7 kind of 12-year-old language. I mean, I just think generally that's an easier way to do it. I think it's always worth going over your stuff and like, am I being unnecessarily loquacious on this? Am I like using words that are just unnecessarily just trying to sound smart? Is there a simpler way to say this? Generally, I would say yes. But if you think there's enough of the people, sometimes that's the thing that draws them in. They say, oh my God, I love it. You're talking nerdy. And they really resonate with that. So that's the only thing that matters is, would your ideal clients resonate with it? And if everyone else says no, this is two big words, but it's working. Who gives a shit? As long as it works, it doesn't matter. That's just, to me, that's the big question. How does that land? Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, that's super helpful. I think I'm probably just going to keep, I'm so glad I'm part of this community and can probably find people to bounce it off and get feedback.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, whether membership or not, it's helpful to bounce things around. It's good to have colleagues. I suppose this is one of the advantages of something like a membership is you actually have a built-in group of people, because a lot of us don't have friends who our partner doesn't want to hear us talk about our business anymore. They're real sick of it. So it is helpful, wherever you get it, to have people when you have an idea, a target market, a sales letter, just like, what do you think? How does this land for you? Does this, because it's amazing. Like, one of the things we'll do in the membership during the weekly calls, it seems to have become a crowd favorite, is people will bring a sales letter and say, could you look at my sales letter? Could you look at my bio? And we actually go in and people in a Google Doc comment on it all at once. And it's amazing. People come in, it's like, I feel pretty good about it. And then sometimes it just gets torn apart. But it's just people saying, I don't understand what this means. This word is confusing. And it's really helpful. Or sometimes everyone's like, this is great. And now they can at least feel confident in it. But it's easy to, I've seen people come back like 6 or 7 times with the same sales letter. And every time it's a little bit better, it's a little bit clearer. And then there's a moment where it clicks. And everyone is just, that's it. Go away.
So where would I go within Mighty Networks, in the network, where would I post like my niche so that I could get feedback?
There's actually a little topic called, I think there's a specific topic on niche feedback. It would be under the topics at the very top where it's membership. Here, I'll just do a little screen share.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. It's change it. You can ask, there's the membership ask a question one, but I feel like there was one about niching too. I may be wrong. I think maybe just the ask a question is the place. Yeah.
Oh God, I'm so psyched to be here, man. This is awesome.
So psyched to have you.
So great.
Psyched that anybody's here.